All right, so the movie is pretty much about Reverend Coot and the cover up, kind of. There's this beast from, we don't know how long it is.
It was all supposed to be about me.
Oh, he's coming back.
Reverend Coot, don't open it that quietly.
This is what horror. Don't you fucking horror people like these creaky doors?
Yeah, so there's this stone foundation covering up Rawhead Rex. We don't know exactly how long he's been buried.
It's I don't remember from the story, but I know it was at least 100 years. It was maybe even longer than that. And it's very, very Stonehenge-ish.
Yeah.
It's just a big pillar.
Yep, and
the farmer removes it.
Some really, really super awesome fucking lightning effects.
But before that, is the cool view through the stained glass window.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that stained glass window is awesome.
Yeah, Scott said he wants it.
I want it.
I'd take it, but I don't want it. If you give it to me, I'll take it.
Oh, I'll give it to you, and you'll take it.
The fucking glass thing? Thanks, bro.
No, my dick.
Oh, the bong, too, though. Hits from the bong.
Yeah, the lightning effects in Rawhead's resurrection scene are classic, and him bursting up out of the ground is so fucking funny.
It's funny.
Because you know that the guys making that movie are going to be like, oh, these people are going to be so fucking scared.
But you sound like the Coot dude that's in my house right now.
All Irish people don't sound the same, Ken. You're an racist.
I just said Coot. Old Cooter.
But, I mean, just because that voice sounded, it's, not all Irish, it's... Not all the Irish sound exactly the same. You're being very racist.
Look at that. I did it.
You did a good job that time.
Oh, and Ken's dead.
And now he's going to be completely stupid for the rest of the episode.
Oh, good. He's going to be dumb for my review. Wonderful.
That scene where Reverend Coot touches the altar and it turns all red and he has the vision.
I love that scene. It's one of my favorites.
Go drink some more whiskey.
Coot, stop it.
Yeah, that's he becomes possessed at that point and becomes a servant of Great King Rawhead. And here's the thing. Here's something I wanted to mention about Rawhead Rex that I've always. In reading the story and having read Cabal and having seen Nightbreed and having seen Rawhead Rex, I connect Nightbreed and Rawhead in my head.
Because of the Berserkers.
Because of the Berserkers and Nightbreed. Yeah. I feel like maybe they were
offspring,
his subjects or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Because it mentions in the story that he was the last of his kind, but that there were others. So I've always wondered if Berserkers were supposed to be.
Yeah, who knows? Possibility.
I'm never going to get to meet Clive Barker to ask him because he's going to die of cancer any day now.
Why?
Something.
For real?
He smokes a cigar and he has cancer.
Well, he has cancer.
Yeah, but is he not going to be able to go into remission?
Oh, I don't know.
Stop that. Didn't
he's really old anyway.
We were talking earlier. Randy said, I wish I could die of cancer. I'm like, why would you want to die and just feel like shit for the rest of your life? Well, I'd commit suicide. That's suicide that you died from. He's like, yeah. It's cancer-induced suicide.
Yeah, cancer-induced suicide.
That's how he wants to go. That is terrible. Did you hijack my thing? I'm going.
Oh, well, you didn't take any notes.
Because I'm off. I fucking freestyle.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
You're
what's coming out of my mouth.
You're probably going to miss a lot of cool
next.
stuff, though.
Okay, if I do, then you go back. There's a lot of talk in this. We're already talking about the movie. No, it's not fine. It's terrible.
People listen because they love to hear our sultry voices and anything that we say because we have good banter.
We do have good banter.
Only if I'm being an asshole.
Continue.
Alright, so Rawhead Rex comes out and he does a bunch of stuff, and then fucking that's the end.
I'm gonna slap you.
You're really good at this.
I don't take notes, that's why I can't do it.
Did you want mine?
Just do mine and I'll just intervene. Damn it.
What?
Okay, so it's been a while since I watched the movie. So
it's been an hour.
2 hours. That was the end of the movie. It was 2 hours ago.
Okay. So. Well, the first thing he does after he escapes from his imprisonment under the stone pillar is goes to this farm and he kills the guy who lives there.
Yeah, his wife sends him out.
Yeah, he's in this guy's barn, and the guy goes out there and finds him, and then he chases the guy out and kind of rips his face open. And it's one of many. It's one of the first of many not visual gore gags. Like, you get to see, like, Rawhead from the back and, like, him holding someone in front of him and, like, but then, like, you know,
That's when I said he looks like Sammy Kerr.
yeah, he did. Kind of
He's got the mullet and the leather.
Yeah, he does look like an 80s rock star.
But there's, like, a lot of aftermath gore and stuff like that in this one. Not so much any on-screen gore.
Yeah, I had to negate points. There's really...
So Rawhead breaks into the house and is chasing the guy's wife around. And in the short story, they have a daughter, and Rawhead eats the daughter in front of the mother.
Oh, really?
And then kills the mother and eats her. But in the story, for some reason, they make her pregnant, and he, like, spares her because she's pregnant.
No, he eventually does something with that, like, onboard.
It doesn't. I thought he kind of possessed her as well because she went kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, maybe he did possess her as well.
Yeah, because the
like,
guy opened the door and she's like,
find her. Yeah, when they find her.
but then she starts crying, so I don't know.
But I like the way that Rawhead keeps dragging her husband around for, like, the next few scenes. He's just, like, dragging the guy in tow, like fucking Django with a coffin.
And it looked like his hand was, like, inside his face.
Right.
Almost. I don't know, like, what that was about.
I like the way he hangs the guy upside down and starts kind of dressing him out like a deer. Even though there's still, like, it's just like a little... He's got, like, a little tummy scratch. He doesn't, like, rip the guy's guts out or hollow his body cavity out. And that's my biggest complaint about this, is that in the short story, Rawhead is just like a vicious fucking beast that rips people limb from fucking limb and, like, hollows their fucking bodies out with one scoop of his hand.
Yeah.
And, like, the physical feats that he's capable of in the book are not properly conveyed in the film. They got a fairly large fellow to play him.
6'11",
but he's still only half the size that Rawhead is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's forgivable, though.
Yeah, it is. But, like, the scene where he's, like, flipping the trailer, it should have been just like, derp, the way I would flip your coffee table.
Well, this one's
over.
only 6'11", that's why.
Yeah, but anyway,
I hope fucking Reverend Coot comes back for the review, the final scores.
I'm sure he will. He's probably in there, like,
he's probably fucking taking a big old Irish potato shit.
yeah, he's
fucking...
getting super drunk and shoving potatoes up his butt.
He's gonna be a wreck when he comes back.
As the Irish are known to do.
Yeah.
I have in my notes that Rawhead attacks a couple and rips the guy's head. Oh yeah,
That's where the kid comes
in
into
the
play.
trailer park when the kid and his older brother and his girlfriend leave the trailer because the little kid's being annoying, and they go off, and, like, Rawhead follows them, grabs the dude, and she runs away, and it's kind of funny that she's got, like, the guy's hand in her hand.
still, and she lifts it up like she didn't even realize it.
Yeah, the scene after that where he's, like, up on the cliff top holding the guy's head up like Predator is pretty cool, and that might even predate Predator by a year. Isn't Predator 87?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think that...
Well, I'm sure that, I don't think John McTiernan saw that and was like, oh, stealing it.
No one saw this movie and is like, oh, stealing it, except for Coot.
Except for Coot.
He stole...
What? Did someone ask for me?
No, Coot. We'll ask...
All right, sorry.
Jesus, man.
This guy's a rude bastard.
No, he's just drunk and stupid and Irish. The Rawhead, then he... the next scene is pretty clever. Like, it sets you up and misleads you. Like, the main character and his family are driving down the road, and the daughter is like, pull over, I gotta pee.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes behind the bush to pee and, like, screams, and the dad and mom, like, rush to her aid, and the little boy stays in the car, and Rawhead fucking eats him.
Yeah, that was some cool points for me.
And that's faithful with the story that happens in the book. They don't show anything again, of course.
Just a bloody shoe.
Yeah, just a bloody shoe. At least they keep that little bit in, because that's a pretty cool part in the book. Rawhead attacks the trailer park.
Yeah, this is like the slaughter scene, isn't it?
Yeah, there's like a big, like, killing and rending and blah blah blah. There's a trailer full of people, and he flips it over and
pulls that guy
pulls
out.
the old dude out and rips his face and neck open, and, like, there's tits in that scene. Like,
Yeah.
he rips the clothes off that girl, and her boobs are all over the place for a minute. And then there's, like, a little brief scene of Rawhead carrying around another severed head, but that whole scene is pretty cool. And that is the next really cool scene is when Rawhead baptizes the priest.
Oh,
Yes.
dude, that was fucked up.
Which is also and that's faithful to the book. That happens in the book.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, and that's just one of the reasons that the score that I give this movie is probably going to be higher than I should.
Because pissing on a guy to baptize him.
Because it's a priest. Specifically because it's a priest.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it when he pissed all over me. That's the main reason I took the role to begin with, because of my fetish for golden showers.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
this
we
guy's
remember
Damn
you
kook,
mentioned
man.
that earlier. I
You're a
think
vulgar old
so.
coot.
You don't want to talk about that for a while.
Nope.
We're gonna move on.
Yeah, we're moving on past that point. There's some more sacrilege after that when Rawhead slashes the painting of Jesus, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And then like the priest is trying to ward him off with the cross, then he just grabs it and smashes it. It's pretty great too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I did notice, like, whenever Rawhead shows up to, like, any building, like, he basically just demolishes the building before going after anybody. Like, every room he walks into, he's
Oh yeah,
like
in
earlier
the kitchen,
in the
like,
kitchen,
he
he's
just destroys your kitchen. Fuck the flour and the
smashing
spaghetti.
the flour and the stopping of the spaghetti noodles. Oh my god!
like, wow, he
And the
just doesn't
camera,
like
like,
any of that.
for like 5 seconds, the camera's just like panned down to some spaghetti pile,
And you just see,
spaghetti's
like, his
falling on
hand,
it.
open palm, just knocking shit off the shelf.
And then that's at that moment, you know, Rawhead is ruthless. He doesn't give a shit.
Definitely,
about
dude.
Yeah, he
He's
don't
gonna
care about
fuck
your appliances.
Fuck your pantry right the fuck up. That was a hard pee.
Oh, don't do that.
Popping my peas.
Ah.
Oh, you took my game down, bro.
No, I took all of ours down.
Oh,
You ruined it for
I ruined
everybody.
everybody.
This is like kindergarten.
So at some point, I think before Rawhead pisses on the priest, he possesses one of the police officers, and like after like the cops all show up to the church just as he's finishing fucking around with
Yeah,
the other
destroying the
priest.
church.
Yeah, destroying the church. And the cop that he's possessed starts a giant fire, which is also kind of reminiscent of the finale of Nightbreed.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
And also staying faithful with the story, they find the stone in the altar that has the power to defeat Great King Rawhead.
Yep, and the guy doesn't know how to use it.
Yeah, the guy can't use it. His old lady's got to use it.
She's probably dumb as shit too, and she figured it out.
Well, you know, all she had to do was hold it over her head.
That's what he was doing. Oh, what was he kept saying?
It had to be a woman that had to do it.
He had that cheesy fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger line, "Hey, sweetheart," when he's holding it.
Oh yeah, I forget what he
He
says.
kept saying like, "Come on," or
Yeah, it was the whole scene where he confronts Rawhead with the stone is very very cheesy and corny,
Yeah,
and
it's really
lots
dumb.
of really bad one-liners. Rawhead kills his priest servant because he's no longer useful to him.
Oh yeah, I remember that as well.
Shut the fuck
Cut!
up!
Stop!
Jesus Christ!
Right.
And then the wife subdues Rawhead with the altar stone, but not in keeping with the story.
all right. So how did it end in the book?
I want to say they like everyone jumps on him, and they just rip him to pieces, like everyone in the town.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, that is what happens. Like, he just gets surrounded by people, and they just take him down, and he kills a few of them, but they inevitably just tear him to pieces.
That's a much better ending than
Yeah.
this cheesy ass thing.
Yeah, because in the ending of this one, he pops up in the cemetery.
Well, that doesn't make sense in the vein of the budget to add all those stupid special effects at the end.
Right.
That would have been a lot cheaper just to have everyone rip him apart.
Yeah, I don't know why Barker chose to end it. He wrote the screenplay. He wrote that
Oh, he
bad
did?
ending.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unless they took the screenplay and changed it.
He did say they took some liberties with it.
Okay, well then
Yeah.
they probably gave it that badass, horrible ending.
They're like, we have these new special effects. You guys got to check this out. We're not doing
And
that.
at the end, he falls down into a crypt or something, and he's covered with the
Cement.
the covering. Yeah,
and
and then he just
cement
pops up.
blocks.
at the
Yeah.
end, and that's the end.
That's a spoiler.
Yeah.
Don't watch this, by the way.
Do watch it. I mean, it's the first Clive Barker adaptation.
Yeah, for the score I'm gonna give. Yeah, I guess.
And definitely watch it. It's you may not like it, but there's a lot to like about it. Especially,
Have you seen Grabbers? The Irish
No,
film?
I didn't. I
Okay.
wanted to check that one out.
That just Grabbers. Well, it's the same setting and around
Ireland.
Yeah, and near So
where they have to get drunk to
Yeah.
stave off the monsters.
yeah. It reminds me of that, but maybe just because that's the only Irish horror film I've seen besides this one that I can think of.
Oh, what about the Hollows?